Hi, everybody. This is Ernesto, licensed marriage and family therapist, and I'm currently the promotional director for OC-CAMFT. And I have my boss. Actually, I gotta stop calling her my boss because she's actually the president of OC-CAMFT, and we've got an incredible a guest here that's going to talk about the job fair, right, Carla?
Yes, so I'm Carla Rather, and we've got with us Jeannie Colvin, who's the Director of Clinical Training at Vanguard, and Brian Doster, who's a graduate student trainee from Pepperdine. And we want to talk today a little bit about the upcoming 3rd Annual MFT Trainee and Associate Job Fair.
Yeah. Jeannie, you're from Vanguard.
Yes, I am.
Alma mater.
Hey.
Awesome. So yeah, go ahead and introduce yourselves to us. Jeannie?
Okay, so I'm Jeannie from Vanguard. I'm the Director of Clinical Training, so I oversee all the practicum sites. And I'm also a working therapist. I'm on Therapist Row here in Newport, and I work mostly with teens.
Awesome. Brian?
Everybody, I'm Brian Doster. I am a graduate student from Pepperdine University. I am in the 2nd year of my program. I have been seeing clients for about a year now at California Family Institute in Costa Mesa, California, where we work with a diverse population, individuals, couples, families, and children. And I'm just excited to be a part of this.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, thank you all both for joining us. Brian, I'm wondering if you could talk about, from a pre-licensed perspective, what folks could expect at the job fair.
Well, from a pre-license perspective, I think students can expect, well, I know that students can expect to, one, network with other students and get a feel of what is out there for them from a practicum perspective, understanding what clinical directors are looking for, as well as schools, specifically clinical directors and practicum sites, what they're looking for when it comes to starting as a trainee. When I attended my first event 2 years ago, I had no idea what direction I was going in. I was actually a little bit nervous. And when I got there to see that this event was taking place, it set me at ease, giving me an understanding that when my time came, I knew that there was a resource available who would be able to help me get to the practicum site that I wanted to attend.
Wow, that's awesome. I wish I had that when I was going into grad school.
It's a great resource.
You were growing up, Ernesto?
Growing up. Growing up. I'm still growing up.
That's cool, Brian. So it felt like you got some exposure in the field about what practicum sites were looking for relative to hiring trainees. That's awesome. Is there anything else that you would share with to maybe associates who are looking for associateships or private practices?
Absolutely. I would encourage everyone to come prepared with your resume. I am so sorry. Come prepared with your resume. Tap into your career service at your school before you attend. Have them actually review your resume so that you can make sure that you're putting your best foot forward when you are attending the trainee fair. That would be the best advice that I could give them.
Wow.
And don't be nervous. Don't be nervous. What I've experienced when I'm at the fair is that everyone is there to help you. It's not that they're there to really judge you. It's more about, we want to give you the information you need to be your best.
That's awesome. And that's a great point. It's just a highly kind of exciting environment, a highly kind of motivated environment with positive energy, where you can come and be yourself and talk openly about what kind of sites, what kind of training that you're looking for. And you raise a good point about interviewing and resume support. We'll actually be offering those services there via Evolve to Thrive, Katie Bernoy.
Yes.
So if you'd like to bring, yes, it's awesome. You know, Katie.
Yeah.
So it's great for associates and trainees to bring their resume to get some professional feedback.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Jeannie, how about your experience?
Well, I have found it to be an invaluable experience for my students. There's several hundred trainees and associates who are going to be there looking for sites. And for practicums, we always really appreciate what the practicums do for our students. Not only are they training them on how to become better therapists, but for a lot of our students, the practicum fair is the very first step into the professional world. So it's really exciting to help our students be that bridge between their education and their dream. So it's exciting to watch.
That's cool. So from a student perspective, it's kind of like a coming out into the field, having some of those first professional opportunities to connect, and as well as kind of getting into the mindset of marketing. So we at OC-CAMFT really want to support all of our pre-licensed members and just colleagues by offering professional photography as well. So we're going to be offering professional headshots, and I think those are going to be between $25 and $30. We're still working that out, but very affordable. So be sure to show up coiffed if you want to get some professional images.
Yeah. You know, the both of you within the university system, I think, Jeannie, you and I are within the university system. You're at Vanguard University. I'm at actually Hope International University. And a lot of the students, Brian, you make a really good point that a lot of the students come in and they're like, what do I do? Can you guide me? You know, there's a freak out moment, right?
Yeah.
That's normal. And I love the fact that going to this event actually helped you, Brian. I think that's really good for a lot of the pre-licensed clinicians, trainees to hear that. I mean, you know, that's awesome.
Yeah, it totally did. It's actually the place where I met my clinical director. I actually connected with him there, and we exchanged information. And from there, I set up a lunch with him. Like it progressed from there. So there was definitely that networking opportunity that occurred that felt awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of students feel pressure to know exactly what they want to do the rest of their professional life right now.
Yes.
And nobody knows that. I mean, maybe one or two people, but you kind of hate them anyway.
Yes.
So you go into the practicum fair and you see what kind of opportunities are out there that you maybe hadn't even considered. I remember when I was a student, it was important to me to try a lot of different sites and a lot of different populations so I could sort out who I thought I was pretty good with. I realized some of people that I'm not that great with, but I got excellent training all along the way.
Yeah. Right. Jeannie, you make a very, very phenomenal point where a lot of students, I know for me, you spoke to me on that one where I thought I had to know everything. So what you're saying is you're giving a lot of the students, the pre-licensed clinicians, permission to go, I don't know what the heck I'm doing yet.
And that's normal.
It's okay.
And that's okay. And practicum sites sometimes forget, but our students, this is sometimes their very first interview ever in a professional environment. I mean, there's so many new and firsts that happen at a practicum fair.
Yeah.
And this idea of just being open. I like what you said. Like you didn't know exactly what population. So be open to everyone that's there because your opportunity could be at any of those stations that are at the fair.
That can also be true for licensed clinicians because there's so many ways to help people, right? You've got EMDR, you've got equine therapy, you've got all of these modalities, right? Especially with couples counseling. So
and Gestalt therapy.
And Gestalt therapy, which I absolutely love. You know, and it's just fun to see all of these avenues, and literally you get overwhelmed, but at the same time you go, I want to get certified in that. I want to get trained in this. To this day.
Yeah, it's inspiring. I think our students did not dream of being MFTs and just dream of being in school forever. They dreamed of working and helping people. So the practicum fair is one next step towards that. And even if they're not looking for a site right now, I still think there's a lot of value, not only because of the very low cost photography that's going to be there for your professional marketing stuff, but any chance you get to practice interviewing, to be inspired in the field, to talk to the BBS and other representatives out there, there's a lot of value to that.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's a great point. So one of the services that OC-CAMFT is offering, not just to all the pre-licensed folks there, but also for all of the sites that are hiring, the supervisors and agencies, is that CAMFT and the BBS will be there. The reason that's really cool is because there's supervision changes happening. There's kind of new things coming to light in our field relative to employment law and what that means to have supervisees in private practice. So this is an opportunity to hear it from the horse's mouth and connect with the BBS to answer questions that you might have, and also to connect with CAMFT and sort of really tap into that vast resource that CAMFT is, especially related to legal or just employment, anything MFT questions.
Yeah.
So along those lines, Jeannie, can you speak a bit to the hiring perspective, the sites, the supervisors, what to expect?
Sure. You mean for like what the supervisors can be expecting?
Yeah, like I guess like why show up? What's the benefit?
Please show up. You will be indebted to you forever, at least until next year. Sites, though, I think it's a really efficient way to meet a lot of prospective trainees and associates and employees. I think rather quickly you're going to be able to interact with somebody and sort out, are the clients that you work with going to like working with this person? So I think it's a very quick way to get a short list of interviews.
Yeah. So
I also think there's a lot of value to sites networking together. I know that I get a lot of my own referrals from other people who work with teams. And so I'm sure that practicum sites would also like to, see who else is in the area, who works with similar populations.
Yeah, and I know that's very, very true for Hope International, that I know Vanguard and Hope International have a very tight relationship. And by the way, every time we need support from Vanguard, they're there. I just have to put that in there. So thank you so much. With food, yes. And
yes.
cupcakes. So I love that you mentioned that sense of relationships, right? That relationship that we have with other facilities. And really, it's great to do cross referrals and mention our schools and mention our sites. So thank you so much for being that.
Yeah, I was stunned at the camaraderie between some of the different sites and agencies. People hadn't seen each other in a couple months and were so excited to come together. The positive energy in the room was just made me happy to be an MFT. So really, really want to encourage any student or any associate that's looking for employment opportunities or practicum sites. This is the place that you need to come for sure. Saturday, February 10th. 10 a.m. for the general audience at APU in Orange, 9:30 a.m. for all the students from our sponsoring schools. And thank you so much, Brian and Jeannie, for joining us and sharing your perspectives.
Sure. See you there.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, guys. So we're going to conclude. If you guys wanted to go ahead and register, it's going to be on our website. And share this video, you guys. Please, we want to see you there. We want to make you feel welcomed into the field. It's a very exciting field to be in. And you've got a lot of support. And thank you again for joining us. Bye-bye.
Giddy up.
Bye.